Hi everyone, Elisa with Jots Designs. In this video, I make the top for an adjustable desk. I used a 2x4 foot piece of 3/4 inch MDF board, and I rounded the edges with a router and spray painted it gray. To help with removing the drips, after the resin layers have cured, I used 2-inch painter's tape along the edges on the bottom, and I also made sure to get it as level as I could. For the resin, I use Clearcast 7050 from the Epoxy Resin store. It's a 2-to-1 ratio resin that can be measured by weight or volume. I've got this TCP measuring cup, and it has various ratios that you can use, but I'm actually going to be measuring by weight since I need more than the 32-ounce markings. I'll also be using some silicone cups from Eco Art Solutions and some 3-ounce paper cups, a 1-ounce medicine cup for the silver powder and the silicone oil. And the type of silicone oil I'm using is this 3-in-1 all temperature silicone oil, and I'll be applying it with a toothpick later in the video. I've got some popsicle sticks for the smaller cups and some silicone spatulas for the larger cups. I'll be using Celestial and Blue Love glitters from Dryer Days Art Studio. And I've got a metal spoon just to scoop out the glitters. And then I will also be using Lorez Expression pastes, which I get from Laura's Art Corner. I've got Canary Yellow, Light Turquoise, Cool Mint and Teal, Aqua Ocean, which is a metallic paste, Nemo, Angel White, and Midnight Black. And this silver metallic powder is also from Dryer Days Art Studio. I always have some 91% isopropyl alcohol on hand, and that just helps to clean up any resin from my gloves and such. And this little pump bottle is handy to make sure I don't touch anything if I happen to have dirty gloves. And I've also got some in a spray bottle just in case. When I'm deciding how much resin to use for a piece, I generally go by this rule for flat surfaces. 4 ounces per square foot for the art pour portion, and I use 3 ounces per square foot for the clear coat. Since this is a 2x4 square foot piece, I'll have 8 square foot total. That's 8 times 4, which is 32 ounces, and that's how much resin I basically need for the art portion. And since this is a 2-to-1 ratio resin, just for easy math, I round that up to 11 ounces. So that basically makes 11 ounces of hardener, and 11 times 2 is 22 ounces of resin. So I'm just going to get that weighed out and mixed thoroughly, making sure to scrape the container sides, bottom, and the stick as well until all the wispies are pretty much gone and the resin is fully clear. I'll get that divided up into the cups so that it's not all just sitting in the container. You definitely want to avoid that so you don't accidentally flash cure your resin. Using 10% or less of color to resin, I'll get the colors mixed up here. Again, the Aqua Ocean is a metallic paste, and just an FYI, if you have one that becomes solid, you can gently warm it up with a heat gun to soften just the top portion and get what you need to use. With the glitter, I used all of the Blue Love, and I added enough of the Celestial to keep it fairly clear so the gray base can still be seen. Then I start pouring the colors out. I want the glitters, again, mostly just one layer by themselves so that gray can be seen through them, and the other colors overlapping somewhat so that the effects of the silicone oil can easily be seen. Once it's all poured, I spread the resin out with my fingers so that all the areas are covered, and then I use a hairdryer and a heat gun to soften some of the colors. And be sure to check out this video I have showing several ways of applying silicone oil to resin if you haven't already. And for this, I will be using a toothpick, and I'm just going to dab it all the way down to the board and continue until I'm satisfied. And then I will let it cure. Later in the video, I will tell you how I prep the piece before pouring a clear layer to avoid divots.
Nothing will be lost if you dive so deep into my heart. Nothing will be lost if you try. I'm pretty sure it's worth. You'll change your life. Nothing will be lost if you dive so deep into my heart.
All right, here's what it looks like from where I poured from and basically how I'm going to be looking at it when I'm sitting at the desk. I took this image to show just how many divots I got and how large they are. This is completely normal. Silicone oil resists resin, and that's why the divots and craters are created. To avoid any residue oil creating any divots in the clear layer, I will first wipe the piece down thoroughly, including all the edges, with a cloth-like paper towel. I may need several towels for this step, and I wipe until I no longer see any residue on the paper towel itself. Then I will clean the piece thoroughly again with isopropyl alcohol. And just to be sure, I will then spray 2 light coats of polyurethane to seal everything in before adding the clear layer. For the clear layer on this one, I am using Faux Rizzle resin, and this is because it has a high heat resistance, and my hot cups of tea will less likely leave marks if I forget to use a coaster. This is a 1-to-1 ratio resin, so I am measuring it out in equal parts by volume. Since I only need 3 ounces per square foot, I am doing 24 ounces total, since 8 times 3 is 24. I'll get that mixed thoroughly and spread out. Then I'll let it cure for at least a week before I use it. And again, I had that tape on the bottom, so I'll just heat any drips with a heat gun and pull that tape off. Once I've done that, I got it attached to the base of an adjustable desk that I got off of Amazon, and I am in love with how it turned out. The details are amazing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget, I've got links and ways to support the channel in the description. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.